In 2019, search engine introduced BERT update, or you can say BERT algorithm. BERT is actually abbreviated form of bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. BERT is a transformer-based model that examines the full context of a word by looking at the words before and after it. So after deploying BERT algorithm, search engine now can read the words at the right side of the specific word and the words at the left side of the word. So you can say search engine started to read from the left to right and right to left in both directions. That's why this algorithm was called bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. This BERT update or BERT algorithm focused on the long tail conversational queries to understand what is the overall meaning and the context of a search query. After BERT algorithm update in 2019, Google introduced MUM update in 2021. MUM is an abbreviated form of multitask unified model, and it was 1000 times more powerful than BERT and trained across 75 languages. And after deploying this MUM algorithm, search engine is now able to understand what is the crystal clear intent in a user query. What is exactly that a user is looking for on the search results. So now we have understood what is user search intent, what are the types of search intents, how search engines utilize search intent and present the relevant results, and now we are going to explore how to understand the user intent from user queries. So it is a very basic and very challenging task to understand the user intent from your target audience queries. And you know why understanding user intent is so much important? Because it is the first step for topic clustering. When we publish content on our website, we need to have topic clusters on our website so that we cover all the related topics of our target topic. So that's why we start with understanding the user intent of our target audience. The first and the easiest way to understand search intent of our target audience from the search queries is to analyze search results. When you search a query, you need to see what websites are the ranking, what pages have been ranked by the search engine to satisfy the user needs of that query. So let's assume you have searched a query and there are only informational items on the SERP. No product is ranking, no local map is ranking, no brand has been ranked or presented on the SERP results as a service or a product. It means it is an informational intent query. And if a query has some modifiers like buy, download, get, purchase, or like that, so it means user is in the last phase of user journey, and now it may be a transactional intent where a user wants to buy a product or want to get a service. So these modifiers buy, get, purchase, download, or any similar verb or predicate that shows the end user need fulfillment may be a transactional intent. And if there are products are ranking on the SERP, e-commerce brands or product carousels are ranking, so it is the navigational or commercial investigation intent. And if local businesses are ranking, local business pack has been shown on the SERP or Google business profile of local businesses has been shown on the SERP result, it is a local intent query. The third step, you can reveal the user intent or user search intent from a query is augment the wording of a user query. Analyze the words used in the query. If you find any word regarding buy, cheap, discount, get, download, or anything like that is showing that user is willing to pay some money or get the final product, it is the transactional intent. So these words may also help you understand that what user is looking for from this query. And then another way to understand what is the user intent in this user query, you can see the auto suggest feature of SERP or suggestions from the search engine. These suggestions may reveal some hints or ideas what is user looking for. Let's have a practical demonstration. I searched for good mobile on the Google and it is showing auto suggestion as good mobile under 20,000, good mobile under 10,000, good mobile under 30,000, good mobile in Pakistan, good mobile under 15,000. So here we can conclude that this is a transactional keyword. Transactional intent is there and user wants to buy a mobile phone for these specific prices. So user auto suggest feature also helps us to understand what is the key user intent in a search query. And another step or another way to understand the user intent may be looking to people also ask section. So here I searched for good mobile for gaming on the SERP and people also ask is showing which mobile is best for gaming, which phone is best for gaming in Pakistan, which phone is fastest for gaming, which is the type 5 mobile. So it means user has an informational intent here and wants to know what is the best mobile for gaming purposes. User is a gamer and wants to know what is the best mobile for gaming. So in this way we can understand or we can predict what is the user intent or user need in the search query. And the last but not the least step may be to estimate or to predict in which user stage the user may be in the marketing funnel concept. So let's assume we have a query, what is the best mobile for gaming? In this query, we can assume that user is in the first stage of funnel where user just wants to know what is the best mobile. So it is the first phase in the marketing funnel. So we can say here intent is informational. Let's assume we have a user query, iPhone 16 prices in Pakistan. So this query is commercial investigation intent. We can map what is the stage of user in this query. For example, in the informational stage, user has a question, what is the best mobile for gaming? And then in the navigational phase, user has looked for the specific brand, for example, iPhone 16 Pro Max price or iPhone 16 Pro Max features. And then in commercial investigation intent, user has a query, price of iPhone 16 Pro Max. And then at the last stage of marketing funnel, user has a query, where to buy iPhone 16 Pro Max. So in this way we can predict or we can estimate what are the overall phases of user journey or marketing funnel and in which stage of marketing funnel this query may fall. So we have explained all the methods. So I have explained some ways how you can estimate or how you can determine the user intent from user queries. And as a special note, in our advanced semantic SEO lectures, we will see how we group user keywords on the basis of user intents and contexts with the help of AI agents. In our practical sessions in advanced semantic SEO learning course, we will see the practical demonstration how we understand the user intents and contexts from user queries with the help of AI agents. So as a quick recap, what we have learned in this video, we have discussed what is a user search intent, what are the types of search intent. It was informational intent, second was navigational intent, third was commercial investigation, fourth was transactional intent, and fifth type was local intent. We have discussed and we have seen the practical demonstration of all these user intents. We also discussed how to learn what is the intent of user in a specific search query. We saw the ways how we can determine the user intent from user queries. We also discussed how search engines understand the user intents from the user queries, and now we are going to conclude our video. So as a quick recap, what we have learned today we learned what is search intent, what are the types of search intent, how Google understands and uses search intent in the SERP results, and how to determine user intent from search queries. As we move forward in this semantic SEO course, the next lecture will discuss knowledge graph. What is knowledge graph? How search engine build this knowledge graph, and how we can align our websites or web pages with the search engine's knowledge graph. And one thing more about knowledge graph, think about knowledge graph as a connecting tissue of all the items that we have discussed. For example, entities, attributes, user intents, contexts, and websites. So all these are combined in the knowledge graph. Thank you for watching this video. See you again.